Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this lovely Wednesday. The sun is shining. It's still really stinking cold, but at least the sun is out. February 21st, and I'm Glenda Robichaux, and with me, as always, is Julie Gromitz.
Good morning.
We are excited to be talking about mood management today, kind of following in our February theme of trying to control those emotions.
So today's agenda, we're going to cover February's promotions. We've got some amazing BOGOs going on this week currently. We'll talk again about mood management, like Glenda said. We'll cover some of our upcoming events. We've got some great corporate events coming around, and then some local events too.
So if you haven't had a chance yet to get some body butter, it's 10% off. It'd be a great thing to throw in your shopping cart along with a BOGO. And it's just beautiful. And our poor little bodies in our Minnesota winters just need moisture. And it smells incredible.
And it feels incredible. It's one of my favorite after shaving things to do. So today's BOGO, I'm super excited about this. All week long, well, starting yesterday and ending on Saturday, they're going to have a new BOGO for every day of the week. So today's BOGO is buy an Aroma Touch and get a marjoram for free. You know, this is one of my favorite BOGOs. I know that yesterday was Balance and Peace, and that was pretty awesome. But Aroma Touch and marjoram are some of my most commonly used oils in my massage practice. So Aroma Touch is also known as the Massage Blend, has been kind of touted as a massage in a bottle, which is pretty great. But it has peppermint and marjoram and basil and cypress and grapefruit and lavender, and it's a really beautiful blend of these different oils that help to promote relaxation and help to promote circulation. Kind of an at-home care. If you've got some issues with your legs, not feeling comfortable at night, this is a really great oil blend to go ahead and massage into your lower legs, into your feet, to give yourself a little self-love, a little self-care at the end of the day. And then marjoram, this is one of my all-time favorites. And I know I say that about most of the oils that we come across, but marjoram truly is one of my, if I have to, it's in my top 10. It's definitely one of my favorite travel oils for sure, because it is, it's great for the respiratory system. It's great for your digestive system. It's great to help you sleep, and it feels great on your muscles. So it's really one of those, I consider it my unsung hero. It's one I definitely don't leave the house without, as weird as it is, because it's not one that's talked about very often, but it's one I like to have ample supply of.
And again, that's just for today only. So if you want to order it, make sure you process your order today. There's a limit of 5 per each account. And feel free to go in on with other people, save on shipping and all that good stuff.
Yeah, check with your friends, your neighbors, see if they've got a desire. And if you order 2 of them, if you get 2 BOGOs, you earn points, LRP points, if you put it out on your LRP. So make sure to use your LRP. Order 2 of them, order 1 of them, and a body butter. But remember, when you get your LRP points up to 50 with each order, that's when you start collecting points on each order. So.
Moving right along, we have about a week left in February, and the New Year, New You promotion is still going on till the end of the month. So if you know anyone that is not a member yet and they would like to join and get their own wholesale account and start ordering BOGOs on their own, this is an amazing time, because if they start with an enrollment order of 100 PV or more, so let's say they start with a home essentials kit or the Family Essentials Kit, both great starters. Then they commit to doing the Loyalty Rewards Program in March of 100 PV or more. They will get 100 PV free. That is an amazing offer. Awesome. So we have codes for each of our Wednesday webinars. If you happen to share this with someone and they're interested in signing up, we also have a few events left this month that each have different promo codes. So let us know if you need a code or you enroll someone.
Yep, and if you enrolled someone last month or enrolled someone this month already and did not put one of the promo codes in their enrollment order at the very first order that you placed for them, their second order, their LRP month, this code down at the bottom of the screen can be used during that LRP order and have them still qualify for that.
Yes. So our topic for today, mood management. Does anybody get moody?
Me.
And before doTERRA launched those beautiful emotional oils that we talked about last week, they had these 4 oils, which we still have, to help with mood management. So we're going to talk about balance, elevation, serenity, and citrus bliss today. And these 4 are just absolutely amazing also at helping you kind of get your mood in check. Mm-hmm. So first, have any of you ever been tired, angry, stressed, sad, anxious, worried, discouraged? The list goes on. And I know that me personally, I sometimes feel a plethora of these all in one day.
I love that picture of Chris Farley.
I know, I saw that and I was just like, this has to go in there. And we might not necessarily always show it on our face, but I think that a lot of us inside are feeling a lot of these. Most of the time, it's only normal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to talk about, how to recognize those and get back on course.
Use your tools.
Yes.
So doTERRA did create these 4 awesome blends, and we're going to pick apart each of these blends here in a minute. But I love this little image. It shows that if you're feeling fatigued or stressed, if you have no passion or no peace, it is kind of a guideline as to what oils you might be wanting to reach for. Just like in last week's webinar when we talked about the mood management oils and we had that awesome wheel, this is another just guideline to show you what oils might be beneficial for you at that moment in time. So if you're feeling tired and restless, Serenity might be where you are going. It's calming, composing, really has that placating ability to it. So it's really nice and gentle. If you're feeling fatigued, you're tired, and you don't have any passion for life, that Citrus Bliss is going to be great. It's invigorating and stimulating, helps get you motivated. If you're feeling stressed out and don't want to play anymore, that Elevation is great. It's inspiring and encouraging. It's a great cheering up blend. And then if you're feeling stressed out and without peace, you're restless, you're kind of doing one of those ball bouncing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, that balance is going to be really great to help ground you. Helps to reassure you and really helps to console your feelings of distress. So we're going to focus on each of the oils individually.
And the first one is Balance, and hopefully you got it on yesterday's BOGO because this was the freebie if you ordered Peace. And Balance has spruce, whole wood, frankincense, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and then it's in a base, the fractionated coconut oil. And it just smells amazing. And as I'm talking, I'm actually got the Balance right in front of me, and I'm just taking a drop in my palm. It's one of my favorite things to do with this oil. Rubbing my palms together, breathing it in. It's just it's so fresh. It's like walking in the woods. And when you think about being out in nature, especially being around trees, they're very grounding, and that's how That's how I feel when I use Balance. It's our grounding blend. It just really helps bring me back to center, helps kind of get me focused. I love to start my day with Balance. After my shower, I'll usually put some Balance on the bottoms of my feet or try and rub it at the base of my spine and get up as far as I can on my spine. It's also great for helping if you have trouble sleeping. It's a great one, again, to put on your feet. It's also a great one just to have with you throughout the day, to be able to smell, put on your pulse points, and just really take that aroma in and let it help just balance you out.
And it has a great, like, earthy aroma to it, too. It's not one of our floral oils, even though it does have the chamomile in it. It's not really one of our floral oils where it smells too girly. So there's a lot of guys that like to use it as an aftershave. I've heard of people using it as part of their diaper cream blend when they make their own diaper cream. But the ingredients in it is very, very calming. So the tree resin, you've got your spruce needle and leaf. Those are going to be very grounding, very calming. And then blue tansy is very, very calming and relaxing as well to the central nervous system, as is the chamomile. So it's going to be a really great. I put some on too, and I'm already sitting back here going, this is wonderful.
And something I hope someday, we've got our whole touch line. I would love to have Balance already in a roller ball, but we can buy empty roller balls. This is a great one to throw in a roller ball too and just keep in your purse. Because then you can have it with you and applying it when you need it. And it, like I said, it's already got some fractionated coconut oil in it. It's just a great one to have on hand.
Mm-hmm.
So our next oil is Elevation. Oh, and before we started our webinar this morning, I did a drop of this one in my palm. It's just amazing. It's one of my early favorites when I started with doTERRA. It's just got a beautiful kind of citrusy, earthy aroma. And that's in part because there's some sandalwood in there, but it's also got lavender and melissa, which is one of our spendiest oils, and ylang ylang, osmanthus, lemon myrtle. It just smells amazing. It's a great one to diffuse. It's a great one to diffuse in the winter too, to kind of, I don't know about any of you, but around this time of winter, I've just kind of had enough. And I want spring. So it's a great one to diffuse in the house to kind of help lift your spirits from the feeling like a caged bird.
So it's funny that you said Elevation was one of your favorites when you started. This was so not one of my favorites when I started, but I have grown to fully love and fully appreciate the beauty and the complexity of it as a blend. And it's a definite must-have in the middle of these winter months. Even though the sun is getting brighter now and staying brighter for longer, it's definitely one that's been helpful around our household for that lack of sunshine that we have in the middle of winter.
It's another great one to put on your pulse points, on your wrists, your temples, over your heart. I like how they put on the slide here, use before public speaking to lessen feelings of stress. It's a great one to put over your solar plexus to help with confidence and self-worth. It's just a really, really, really joyful blend.
Brings you up.
You want to take this one, Julie?
Speaking of joyful blends, Citrus Bliss is one of them that was definitely a household favorite early on. So Citrus Bliss, I call this one Sunshine in a Bottle. This is a blend of all kinds of different citrus oils. You have wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, bergamot, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla. And what I love about Citrus Bliss is that it is so uplifting and so almost playful. There's definitely a playful nature to it. I have had the experience. I've got two now teenage girls, but when they were younger, they were at each other's throats in the back seat when we would spend too much time in the car. And this is one that I made sure to have on hand because without fail, I would be able to drop a drop in my hand or put it on a tissue and stick it in the vent of my car and let it waft into the back seat. And it was almost instantaneous for them to go from this anger and frustration and just fighting amongst each other to shortly thereafter laughing and giggling, and just the whole mood of the car would shift and change. So it's a really, really great way to encourage that joy, that playfulness in your life. Citrus Bliss is, with the citrus oils, is going to make your skin a little photosensitive if you have that issue in the sunshine. So you want to make sure that when you apply the oils topically, especially citrus oils topically, that you wait for 12 hours before going out into the sunshine if they are going to be photosensitive like that. So I like to use this one more for its aromatic properties anyway than for the topical properties, but yeah, one of my favorites. What about you, Miss Glenda?
I like to use this one when I'm cleaning because it's got all those citrus oils in it, so it's going to be very cleansing. Plus, then I kind of have a little bit of fun when I'm cleaning. Mm-hmm. So I might add it to, just some water and use it as a spray for countertops. I like to clean the toilet with vinegar and baking soda and then add some Citrus Bliss to kind of cover up the vinegar smell. Mm. So, and it's a great one to diffuse as well. And I think you mentioned that, but it's just beautiful. I think it smells like an orange dreamsicle. That's what comes to mind when I smell it, because of the vanilla and the citrus. But it's just a really nice, invigorating, uplifting, kind of get the household moving. Or sometimes I'll diffuse this one when I do classes, because it's pretty, most people really like this one. Anything with citrus is usually pretty well liked. Also, what I thought cool was on this slide here, they have a little recipe for a dish soap. I might have to try that sometime.
That looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah. Looks like a lot of lime, but it's good. So moving right along to our fourth mood management oil is Serenity. And Serenity is, this, when I started, was actually one of my all-time favorites. And it used to be called the Calming Blend. And then a couple years ago, they kind of gave it a little upgrade and added some whole wood, some vetiver, and I was really nervous because it was my favorite blend, but it was almost too sweet when you smelled it. Mm-hmm. And I thought, oh my gosh, I love it. I don't know how I could love it even more than I did before, but it is beautiful. And it's a great one to use to help you sleep, especially if you've got the kind of mind that just keeps racing and won't really turn off at night. Sometimes I'll either diffuse it or I'll just put some on my finger and rub it over my forehead, over my third eye there, just to kind of help quiet the mind. And I notice that I really sleep a lot better when I do that. Also, during the day, if you are just stressed to the max and you don't know what to do, it's great to have a little bit of it during the day just to kind of help calm you down and reduce the stress and calm your nervous system. And then what they also came out with was these Serenity soft gels, which are amazing. Now, they're not the same as the oil. They are slightly different. They have some lavender oil in them, but then they also have passion flower and some other flower extracts. And those are really nice too to help with bedtime. So they suggest taking 1 to 2 soft gels about 30 minutes before you're ready to go to bed, just to help get a good night's sleep. And getting restful sleep really can help our mood. If you're not sleeping very well, that might be one reason why you feel like you're all over the place the next day. We really need sleep for our bodies to reset. We need sleep for our bodies to be able to detox naturally and do what they do when we're sleeping. Sleep is so crucial to our well-being.
We have a message from Megan. She says, within 10 minutes after diffusing Serenity, she's out like a light. I love that. Yeah, the combination of the two, the Serenity oil and the diffuser, and then the Serenity soft gel, it is pretty magical.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Pretty magical. Well, I love these oils. I'm so glad that we had a chance to highlight them, Glenda. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me.
Yeah. And I think too, we have so many choices now of oils. It's good to go back to some of the first ones because they're absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So something else I wanted to touch on is, our emotions, when we don't deal with them, they get lodged in our body and they cause dis-ease in the body. So I can't stress enough how important it is to, when these emotions are coming up for you and you're feeling stressed or you're feeling angry, it's really important to acknowledge them and kind of work through them and not stuff them in, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to I came up with a list here, and this is just a start. I mean, I could have kept going for days on things to add here. I kept making the font a little smaller so I could fit one more in. But surrounding yourself with positive people, this is huge. When I, part of my journey with doTERRA was that it allowed me to leave my corporate job where I was miserable. And I realize now what made me so unhappy in my job was the people that were surrounding me, at work. You have no control over, who's sitting next to you. But, and if you don't have control over that, try and make sure that the people you choose to have in your life have a positive impact on you. It's just really important. Meditation and prayer can also be very helpful for dealing with uncomfortable emotions. Spending time in nature, taking a bath with some essential oils, diffusing oils, eating a healthy diet, exercising, getting adequate sleep, staying hydrated, taking care of you instead of everyone else. That's one I'm working on myself. Disconnecting from technology. Maybe when you get up in the morning, for the first 30 minutes, it's you time and you don't even look at your phone. Or maybe you take Facebook off your phone for a week, or just trying to put some boundaries around when you're available for other people. I know that, and I'm not always great at this, but I try to get in the habit of not checking my email after a certain time at night and not going on Facebook, because I really need that time to just kind of disconnect and be with myself. And I think that's something that's really hard for a lot of us. So disconnecting from technology, whatever that means to you, however you want to put your own parameters around that. And then journaling is another one that I thought of, getting all those thoughts out on paper and then either burning the piece of paper or ripping it up, kind of symbolic of just letting go of that emotion. Coloring was another one I thought of too. And I mean, Julie, I don't know if maybe you have one that's come to mind, but just making sure you take care of yourself and your emotions.
Yeah, no, everything that you've said is just really spot on. And that disconnect from technology, it screams at me. It is one of those things that I'm trying to set aside time to have just for me, and not only technology, but also putting parameters and boundaries with those around me too, to make sure that I get honored in that need for me time. You know,
Yeah.
even if it's just 5 minutes in the morning of don't talk to mommy, mommy needs a break, you know, and we want to be loving and we want to be caring and we want to be available for them. But at the same point in time, if we don't have healthy boundaries and healthy parameters, we're not really offering as much of a teaching tool as we could. So make sure that you have those strong boundaries and parameters set in place for those that you love, and make sure that they understand why that you're putting them in place. And it's because you want to be able to love them more and love them more fully.
And I just want to admit that, you know, you need to be gentle with yourself. I'm not always great at these. And I even had a dear friend remind me yesterday of some of these things I need to be focusing on for myself. So be gentle with yourself, but I really encourage you, maybe just try and take one of these and incorporate it into your day slowly. But be gentle with yourself, and that don't get hard on yourself if it doesn't work out the way you want it to the first day.
And it takes time to change, takes time to make these shifts. So starting little.
Yes.
And trying to be consistent with one little thing each day can be helpful. Megan says to get out into nature. So for sure, that's a definite. And this 5-degree weather is a little hard for me to do, but it will warm up. We're getting there.
Yes. Another thing that I wanted to mention is creating a positive affirmation. And something that I find amazingly powerful is to create an affirmation and pair it with an oil. So maybe you are really drawn to balance, the grounding blend, and you want to make a positive statement starting with, I am
deserving, I am valuable, and I deserve a beautiful life.
Thank you. And so saying that affirmation, smelling the oil, applying the oil, and doing that a couple of times a day, especially in the morning and at night, and then hopefully sometime in the middle of the day, can be amazing, because not only are you getting the effects of the essential oil, but you're now pairing this positive thought and attaching it to that smell. And that's just really powerful. Another idea too is when you have that affirmation, write it out on a Post-it note and put it places where you will see it throughout the day. So maybe you have a Post-it note inside the cupboard of where you make your coffee in the morning. Maybe you have a Post-it note in the visor in your car. Maybe you have one by your side of the bed. Just so you'll see it and you're reminded of it during the day. And I work a lot with affirmations, and I have created some that, I'm not going to lie, first couple times I start saying to myself, they sound really awkward, because you're trying to train your brain to think a different way. So, you know, I think I'm just going to be really vulnerable. One I'm working on is I am enough. That was really hard to say in the beginning, but the more you say it and the more you keep at it, the more you start to embody it and feel it. But in the beginning, it just might feel awkward. So I just wanted to plant that seed for you as just another way to help you take care of you and help manage your moods and help know that there's another way out there that you can be in the world.
Mm-hmm. Beautifully said, Glenda. Beautifully said.
Thanks. So that wraps up our mood management for today. And oh my goodness, if you are free this Saturday, you need to be in St. Paul.
For sure.
Because doTERRA is coming to us. Hey.
Super excited. I believe it starts at like 9 o'clock on Saturday. Is that right?
Yep.
Super. 9 o'clock on Saturday. Be there in St. Paul. They have e-tickets available that you can get through Eventbrite. And it's going to be at the Intercontinental St. Paul Riverfront Hotel and Ballroom on East 11 East Kellogg Boulevard. So hopping out there, they'll be having some awesome information in the morning on essential oils and in the afternoon on doTERRA as a business. So if you have anyone that has been interested in learning more about doTERRA as a whole, if you have them come definitely to the morning. If you have anyone that has been looking possibly at the business as an opportunity, the afternoon event will be a really great way for them to get a good feeling on what it looks like. They'll have some great information on the compensation plan and what it means to be a wellness advocate. So some awesome info. Get out there and get your people out there. It'd be great to have you.
And then they're also occurring in other areas. So if you happen to be joining us on this webinar and you don't live in our dear state of Minnesota, doTERRA is traveling around throughout the next couple of months to different places. And then also one more plug for the regional product trainings. Regional product trainings are just product education. So they're great for customers, they're great for people who are sharing oils, they're great for everyone. And I'm hoping to go to the one in Chicago. So if you're in that area or feel like taking a road trip, maybe be thinking about that one. But then they're also in other areas. If you have family or customers in some of these other states, feel free to share these events with them so they can go learn more. And then our upcoming events. Next week's webinar, we are going to talk about diffusing for a better you. And then at the end of the month, we have our team night. We play some games and have some fun. Feel free to bring a friend. They don't necessarily have to be enrolled. We'd just love to have some oily fun. And then on March 5th at 6:30, I will be doing Essential Oils 101 at my house. And then on March 7th at 6:30 p.m., I will be doing a make and take on emotions, dealing more around grace and ease at McPherson Chiropractic, and that is in Northeast Minneapolis. And then our next monthly business meeting will be Saturday, March 17th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And Julie and I will be fresh back from Florida from the leadership retreat, and we will have tons of fun stuff to share with you there. And then Julie, do you want to talk about your event?
Yep, and actually one thing I forgot to make mention of, March 19th is a Monday evening, and I'll be doing a Intro to Oils class at Unwind Within. And then on the 31st, I'm actually going to be doing an AromaTouch workshop. This is not the full AromaTouch certification. The AromaTouch certification, I believe, is like $125, $150, something like that. And that's like a 6-hour thing where you get certified. That is not what I'm doing. I'm just going to be doing a workshop. It'll be a couple of hours. We'll be going over the AromaTouch technique. We'll be going over each of the oils and why we use them, and we'll be going over, you might get a chance to participate in either end, either the giving or the receiving end. That will be at Unwind Within at 5 o'clock. There is no cost for that. I do not leave you with any oils. So if you would like to do the AromaTouch after the workshop happens, you're going to want to make sure that you have your own. Otherwise, otherwise get with somebody that does, because it'll be an awesome technique and you'll want to be able to have that for later on. The AromaTouch technique has been something that Dr. Hill had created to allow individuals to give this care to those that they love. So the certification is great if you're wanting to use it to help boost your business, or if you're a massage therapist and want to use it to incorporate into your own practice, or if some other type of body worker, it's a great addition to your practice. But just to use it for your friends and family, the certification is not necessary. So I wanted to give an opportunity for you to learn it and practice and play and just have this love to give to those that you love around you.
Marvelous.
So fantastic. I'm so glad to be on with you, Glenda. Thanks for joining us, guys. And we look forward to seeing you next week for Diffusing for a Better You.
Have a marvelous week.
Sounds great. All right. Bye.